Hello and welcome back to what I hope is not a too strenuous analysis of what expertise and experts and the digital method consists of. In this video, we will see some things about deliberate practice, which is the foundation of expertise for many. Deliberate practice was introduced by Carl Sanders Ericsson, who unfortunately, very recently actually, passed away. Is there a common characteristic in the way successful performance practice, or is it a totally subjective and personal experience? Obviously, there is such a common process, otherwise our discussion would not be possible at all. No science of exceptional achievement and no digital method would be possible. Or maybe they would be possible for only specific domains, and for each domain one should have another digital method. However, it is obvious for us now that such a general pattern for learning exists. When Carl Anders Ericsson asked this question several decades ago, the answer was not so crystal clear. Who knows, maybe each domain of human expertise really needed a different approach so that one could become an expert there. Ericsson and his colleagues went on to study successful experts and their practice routines. So what is the answer? What is the common denominator in expert learning? It is a process called deliberate and well-structured practice. Let's see what it's all about. Ericsson found that top violinists that excelled on top of everybody else amassed about 10 years and or 10,000 hours of deliberate and well-structured practice. More or less, that equals to 3 hours of such practice every day, plus whatever other activity was practice or playing, but not deliberate practice. Now, this number, 10, over the following years has changed, but not, mind you, about violinists. Further research just revealed that the amount of deliberate and well-structured practice to become a top-notch expert could correspond to as few as 2 or 3,000 hours for simple activities, like becoming an expert in memorizing digits of pi, which is pi and not pi in Greek. No idea why English people call it pi, but anyway. Or as many as 25 or 30,000 practice hours for the winners of the biggest international piano competitions. And always bear in mind that one cannot physically endure more than 3 or 4 hours of deliberate and well-structured practice, so the years needed cannot be more condensed than the thousands of hours needed. For example, one needs a minimum of 3 years for 3,000 hours of such practice. So the time has come for the obvious question. What exactly is deliberate and well-structured practice? What did Ericsson, Krampe and Tess Romer revealed in the classic 1993 paper The Role of Deliberate Practice in the Acquisition of Expert Performance? This special sort of practice is different from playful activities and formal paid work, i.e. work that one is directly paid to do, or from monotonous repetitions of the same activities that would merely strengthen current, either correct or wrong, mechanisms, as shown in Ericsson 2007, Ericsson 2006 and Rossano 2003. In most cases, it's not even pleasant, at least initially, this deliberate and well-structured practice. This form of practice is considered a human privilege and will mobilize all cognitive and metacognitive resources, not only of performers or learners, but of many people in their close environment as well, trainers, teachers, etc., in order to structure it. The deliberate practice model is considered to be confirmed by directly recording world-class performance practice routines. For example, violin players in Ericsson et al. 1993 study, and many more different performances in a variety of articles. Pianists in Yabush et al. 2009, soccer and hockey players in Helsen et al. 1998, and Varosum 2000, team ball sports in Baker et al. 2003, triathletes in Baker and Janis 2005, modern dance in Starks and al. 2000, software engineers, designers, and insurance agents in Zonentag 1998 and 2000, professional writing in Kaufman and Gentile 2002, medicine in Van de Ville et al. 2011 and Ericsson 2004, and mathematics in Ericsson et al. 1993, and so on. The core assumption of deliberate practice, according to Ericsson, see for example Ericsson 2006, is that expert performance is acquired gradually, and that effective improvement of performance requires the opportunity to find suitable training tasks that the performer can master sequentially. Typically, the design of training tasks and monitoring of the attained performance is done by a teacher or a coach. Now, repetitiveness is a necessary but not sufficient condition for effective practice. Merely performing the same activity repeatedly at some point, even early in practice, but more generally as soon as the individual has familiarized himself or herself with a particular activity, leads the performer to a halt. When individuals halt, no more physiological and cognitive adaptations will take place to induce further performance improvements. See for example Ericsson et al. 2009. One may perceive deliberate practice as the special kind of training that is characterized by two features or components. 1. The need for the active mental participation of the learner or performer, focus, and heightened awareness, and 2. The step-by-step increase in difficulty or modification of learning stimulus to constantly stretch performance limits, as was documented again and again, for example, see Ericsson 2009-2006. The second feature is described also by Rossano in 2003 as the constant evaluation of one's current skill state against that of a more skilled model. What is important about Rossano's description is the existence of a model. This means that, as experience shows, one alone is not in the position to replace the vast resources stemming from a huge tradition of a school with his or her efforts. It is not merely a matter of talent. It is a matter of accumulated knowledge and wisdom condensed in the methodology of a school. Such models should be the focus of research in order to decode them and extend them. A distinct form of deliberate practice protocol for motor skills learning and expertise attainment, virtuosity, as a part of the DISAL method is the performance spiral that will be presented in the next section, along with some DISAL method goals.